Hey guys, today we're going to be looking at my top 5 top laners right now for solo queue. There are a lot of good picks, but these just stand out in one way or another, but let's jump straight in. At number 5 we have Trundle, and nope, I'm not trolling you guys at all. You see what I did there, by the way? Trundle is a troll, not trolling you? Okay, yeah, well, you guys know that I don't base these lists around win rates, but Trundle has the second highest win rate out of any top laner now, so I decided to give him a try and see why. Short answer is yeah, holy crap, he is strong. And you know, the funny thing actually is that Trundle's strength at any point in the meta kind of depends on who he's against, like who else is meta and who is popular. His ultimate is stealing a percentage of their armor and magic resist, so really in general the tankier the opponent is, the better he is going to be. Trundle is an amazing jeweler and will beat almost anyone in a flat out 1v1. It will take a little while, trust me, like he doesn't exactly burst you, but in a sustained fight he is going to dick on you. When the meta are champs like Riven and Irelia, he kind of struggles a little bit because they burst him too quickly, but thankfully we're seeing more tanks now. The other really cool thing is in team fights he can ult the tank. Not only is he going to get all that bonus armor and magic resist to make him tankier, but he'll make that tank that you've stolen it from easier for the rest of your team to kill. There are actually a bunch of reasons why he's so good in a 1v1. To start with, his Q is a short cooldown, it grants bonus AD and reduces their AD as well. Not only that, but it's actually an auto attack reset, meaning you can auto, instantly use Q and then auto again. His W gives you movement speed to stick to your target, attack speed to use that bonus AD from your Q even more, and even increasing your healing like lifesteal. Basically he does a ton of damage, he's great against tanks, stacking resistances, and has a lot of utility too with his pillar. Now raging, or well, Ginzu rage blading his way into number 4 is Jax. Jax is pretty good right now anyway, but Ginzu's rage blade is what tips him over the edge really. I don't think the item itself is crazily overpowered, but combined with certain champions it is a little bit too strong. Jax is a champion that slowly ramps up his damage with his passive attack speed, and that is exactly what Ginzu's is doing as well. At max stacks, Jax will gain bonus attack speed, AD and AP, plus then the bonus attack speed from his passive. As if that wasn't enough, he has an auto attack reset with his W, bonus damage from his ultimate, and bonus damage from the Ginzu's passive. You guys can see that that is a crap ton of damage added onto his kit for basically just nothing. Now Jax himself has a gap closer, an AoE stun and a dodge, an auto attack reset, and added resistances from his ultimate. Like that kit is pretty good, but it's his synergy with items that really makes him a monster right now. With Jax just getting stronger and stronger as the game goes on, but his mid game being even better now with his new items, that is why he's number 4 on this list. So sneaking his way into the number 3 spot is going to be Shen. I know Shen is kind of typically one of these supporty top laners, and I'm always saying that you want to carry the game yourself, so why the hell have I put him on this list? The main thing is Shen is actually decent in the lane phase. Like he's very underrated, he has some good damage, good sustain, and he can build specifically to shut down the enemy laner. You throw in like a first item Sunfire and you'll probably actually be able to kill your opponent, which is pretty dumb for a pure tank. It's not even just that though, his ultimate is the big reason why I think he's so good. The game is way more snowbally about the early phases of the game, right? Like a bot lane fight can actually have a huge impact in the game, and being able to turn that lost bot lane fight into a win with your ultimate is such an important thing. This is what Shen can really do. Not only can you win your lane, but then you can really easily help others as well. I know when I say it like that, it doesn't really sound like much, right? It doesn't sound like a huge deal, but winning these fights early because you can ult can snowball a game in your favor that otherwise might have given the enemy an advantage. Let's be real, like people always forget the enemy team has a Shen and they overcommit, making it pretty easy to turn fights. Apart from that stuff, he's a well-rounded champ. Like he's got a pretty good team fight, an AoE taunt, decent-ish damage that late into the game as well, and he's just very tanky, making him thankfully a tank that is hard to ignore. Now this is one you might be surprised at, but Malphite is going to be my number 2 pick. Okay, he's kind of really just what makes Shen good, but then even better. Your lane phase is pretty good, well, at least after your first back anyway. You do decently well against other tanks, it's often just like a farm lane, which is fine because you have a huge impact later anyway. Against carry laners, you are literally their worst nightmare. Like he's stacking armor increases your damage, and you have an attack speed slow. That is really just depressing when you play against it, and if they don't kill you before your first base when you buy armor, then they basically just lost the lane. So unkillable, check. High impact, check. Relatively easy to play, check. Your impact is really coming from your ultimate. You either kill your opponent with it, you run mid and kill them with it, or you just teleport bot lane and kill them. You have a ton of choices, and yeah, you kind of need to be proactive with it, but the crowd control combined with your damage is just a nasty combination. I guess for me that is the biggest thing. It's pretty easy to just use your ultimate whenever it's up. Like you have so many different options options to use it for, and you extend your lead just that little bit more. Weirdly, for a tank as well actually, he's also good at just staying top, poking and then killing the other guy over and over, becoming a huge problem that the enemy team can't really deal with. So taking our first spot, and I actually don't have a joke for Mindo, so I'm going to let you do it. Let me see your best Mindo jokes in the comments. Now, I don't think anyone is surprised with this one, and I'm just going to go ahead and say this guy is way too strong. If someone is strong but hard to play, then I actually think that's okay, like at least it takes some skill. Well, that is not Mindo at all. He is easy as balls to play, and you can't really fuck it up either, even if you try. Most of his power is coming from his Q and his E right now. His Q is insane poke, it does a lot of damage, low cooldown, and you can even farm with it, refunding the cost if it kills a unit. When you've had enough of poking them from a distance, it's time to slap them in the face with your E. Your E deals a crazy amount of bonus damage on your next auto, and then increases your AD for a few seconds as well. By the way, you know that crazy bonus damage on your next auto? It's actually 5% of your maxed health, so yeah, the tankier you get, the more damage you do too. What is up with that? Mindo right now is so hard to kill. He gets super tanky, he has his ultimate, and now he does a butt ton of damage too. Even matchups that you shouldn't be able to win, he can just poke you down, farm with his Q, sit back, wait for a few minutes, and then go nuts. So honorable mention time, and we're going to go with Renekton and Fiora. Both are really good in lane high damage, and they do well with the new items too. They are actually both really solid picks, and they can do really well and snowball exceptionally hard. The reason they didn't quite make this list is because of the super tanks being so popular. It's kind of simple really, like armor penetration is kind of hard to build now. It's not really as flowing as before, which makes it getting through these tanks really hard. So you're likely to get bullied against like a Shen, Malphite or Mindo building armor and Thornmail. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe if you did, and I'll catch you in my next video.